Welcome everybody to Truth. You don't know this is a podcast, so we just have a random business. I'm Dunks, we have Ella, we have Verly, we have Suna, we have Ras, and we have Chavez Ilmatic with us for this topic. All right. So definitely remember to like, share, and subscribe. The links to the other videos will be in the description, and the link to Chavez Ilmatic page will also be in the description. For tonight's topic, we'll be talking about the ruling by the Privy Council or the Supreme Court? Supreme Court?
Mm-hmm.
Right. In regards to the locks being weird at school and stuff like that, we'll be having a discussion about that. Could somebody bring us up to date with what happened, or just give us a rundown of what happened? Should I call somebody?
All right. So this basically, from what I know, is that a girl was banned from a school based on the fact that she was wearing locks. You know, the school have them rules that this can't work unless for religious purposes. So they decided to take them to court. They go to the Supreme Court with that, and the judge ruled that no constitutional rights were breached. In the Constitution, say everybody have a freedom or a right to education. The thing is with the right to education is that though you are banned from that school, you still have a right to go to any other school. So your right to education itself wasn't breached. You don't have to go to that school. Also, another thing is that in the law, you cannot ban somebody from school for religious purposes. And it was found that this girl was wearing it not for religious purposes. So a lot of persons are upset about it because with the ruling, it's a precedent that says, hey, you can get away with banning a child from your school for wearing locks. And I don't know if it was lawyer error or whatsoever, but how it was brought to the court, the judge felt that it wasn't enough to rule against the school itself because they weren't breaching, per se, any constitutional rights.
Okay.
Pretty much that's what went down.
Well, I think the outrage that the people are, expressing has more to do with the fact that it is 2020, although the case did not start in 2020, I think it was 2018 or something like that. Right. But in this day and age, we're kind of just taken aback that this is a thing that's even happening. Like this is a conversation or this is a court case that even, is happening. So I think people are saying that we don't know the details of the case or whatever, but the fact that Rasta hairstyle is still a topic today is what people are outraged about.
Yeah, that's true. And for me, it's almost like a step back in a way. Just have a kind of weird feeling when you think about it. That is something that, as I said, still you have to go to court and people have a whole problem with stuff like that. Like, when are we going to accept Rastas in our country?
And I feel like for a lot of people, it brought up like personal feelings of discrimination that you experienced while going to school because of your, I'm going to say, blackness and because of your hair type and stuff like that. So I think that's what the outrage is coming from too. You've personally experienced just discrimination based on your hair. When you look around you, other people are not having the same experience. So it kind of brings up those emotions as well.
I mean, the name Rastas school, and every outing weekend, me have to go line up. I can't believe this. No, I cannot believe this. Well, I can't just wear my ear. When you come, them a rush you, them a say, yo, you have to trim. And one of the things what the school bring up towards that, them ban the locks thing and wearing a locks because them a say, yo, sometimes the hygiene are not the best, and the person may have, them say, jonjo. They only grow up on bread, but them say the person may have jonjo and them something. But what I say is, if a lighter skinned student with what them call pretty hair come there now and at the school, them hair natural and just catch up all day. and everything happened to it same way, just like if you did have locks. But that's not seen as having any jonjo. That's seen as
not
being
even Dungeon,
okay.
it was lice, and lice actually breeds better in that kind of thin
In that
hair
kind
than
of hair.
over thick hair. So it's that.
You get what I say? So me nah get it.
But I think we have to take the conversation back to like colonialism and the colorism and stuff that exists in Jamaica and is still very prominent in every aspect of our lives. So I think that's basically, well, not think, it's obviously what drives that kind of prejudice and that kind of rule making and that kind of, environment for students in the school.
All right, hold on. Before we go there, you guys can get the others that didn't say. You can tell us how you guys feel about the court ruling and how did that make you guys feel and stuff like that.
So I'm from Montego Bay, and back when I was going high school, there was like Mount Vernia where certain hairstyles were permitted because of the indifference. You know what I mean? They don't want some kids look rich and some kids look poor, and then bullying and all and something. Right. So there was that aspect of, trying to prevent those type of things with the difference in hairstyle. Now, when it comes to 2020, well, this start from 2018, but I mean, even in 2018, I mean, that school now has pretty much changed, and people are come with them hair set all different type of ways. You get me? I say, and I think that school is actually private. It's a Catholic run school. So for private schools, them can make them decisions. You know what I mean? But for government-owned schools, where there's really no ban across the board,
right?
And if it was a case of being indifferent and trying to prevent bullying and all them something, because I'm gonna say you have some people that come to school, first thing, them parents in their ear some type of way. For you see it, you just know, say, either wealthy or whatever. Yeah, and they have an next kid who come to school in here to do good or whatever, and I'm prone to bullying. So honest, there are some cases like that. I get me, I try to say, in this case, like, me don't really see sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's permanent, like this hairstyle is a permanent hairstyle. Yeah, it is not one of these here. You see, if I did one kid that come to school every day, it will have different flamboyant clips, and in parents I say, well, we want to do her hair, and we want to do it for she come to school, so she can look nice or blah blah blah. You get me? I try to say, then
it would be a different case.
That, you get me? I say, but this hairstyle is pretty much permanent. I mean, like.
Right. Okay. Sooner.
Yeah, man. My view on the topic is that I agree. Not gonna say I agree, but I understand the reasons of the Supreme Court and I understand the reasons of the family and so forth. But I think the whole topic is a bigger picture, meaning that 2020 we should not talk about locks to truth, because whether Rastafarian or not, having dreadlocks is symbolic. You can say very symbolic to Jamaica.
Right.
A lot of other smaller Caribbean countries and things have moved past the colonial system of keep a year low, this, that. A lot of schools, just to mention, like Trinidad and a couple other countries, you have students in schools wearing locks, wearing braids, plaits, those stuff. But it's just how you go about it. Another thing, I think, and it's not just the hairstyle, because the overall dress, and not even just school, because even how we dress to go to work, suit and tie and jacket, and sometimes it's not appropriate. It's not the right setting. But
redefined.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that we need to go past that and actually embrace our culture, embrace the culture, so we can teach the younger ones. For instance, like girls. If you tell a girl, a young child, that her hair no look good, she have to cream it, or you tell a young youth, say him have to cut him hair because Afro no look good. Yeah, they can't work like that. We're Africans. We're from that race, and that's we have to embrace our culture
from early.
Yeah.
We have to start. As Ras said, we have to start it from early. Start showing them that they're beautiful no matter how they look or how they are. Yeah.
Chavez, how you do feel about the whole thing?
Go ahead.
It kind of preach like, may I say, in every society, may I say, the media and other things train you to discriminate naturally. They no matter against what. Cause remember when me little, me have some auntie who say, don't go play with them, pick with them. Because because they might look a certain way or then. So me realize in Jamaica is like Rasta would have been like black people in America. Like them the discrimination fall down upon. You know? And then now, so even at the school setting, from a teacher see a person coming in with locks like them, I say this inappropriate. Even if they don't say it out of their mind, maybe they might make it.
That's why they did have to wear the tam. Because them did have a little rule thing where if you come, they have to have on the tam and everything.
Funny enough, you know, this wasn't the first case. Cause the year before we go Monroe, that did happen.
There was a case at Monroe, a big case.
Yeah.
Same thing did happen, and the youth did end up there at school and he never have locks. Him have like an Afro thing and then catch up in the air or whatever. But may I tell you, we need to move past that as scares.
Right, and I think Sash touched on the point. It was deeper than just the surface thing. It's more a colonial living thing. So you can.
It's colorism. It's anti-blackness. It's so deep rooted in us that we don't even realize that you're doing it. Because like when you're growing up, you hear like people talk about pepper grain, and you have to brush up that a little rolly here at the back of your head. You have to get down that, or else you know look presentable. You can't go now with the little.
Me used to rough people about the pepper grain thing too. Me never realized.
You not even realize why you're troubling, but you hear naturally curl like that. And my personal experience going to the school
so my youth, if your hair looks so dark, you better you go trim man, ball off your head man.
Yeah.
Going to the school that I went to, the rules were obviously made for my hair type. Because the people that don't have my hair type are not bothered by the same issues that I have. So for example, you cannot wear more than your hair catch up in more than 5. If your hair short, the hair can catch up in a 5. So you either have to trim that or cream it. Options, ball it or cream it. You understand? So it's made, the rules are made to weed out like certain type of hairstyles. And even as Kiera was saying, in the work environment, I remember when I went natural. And pretty quickly, people learn enough talking about my hair because people are gonna ask like stuff like if you comb your hair tomorrow because you have one afro. One conversation like that and nobody gonna ask about you again. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, them think they're weird. But even now, as I said that, more and more. Like even now, if a schoolgirl will say she's going natural and she cut her hair and decides that she'll wear it that way.
Low.
I want to know how that viewed now, because me know me hardly see it.
It's not, in some schools, it's still not allowed, and even in the workplace, people say it's unprofessional. Because it's not neat and it's not kept, but they don't understand that their idea of neatness and keptness is European, and we are not Europeans.
Yeah, just bring up a point that who remember when we did liquor? Once a girl cut her hair, you hear say a ringworm shaving her hair.
A ringworm?
A ringworm in her hair, probably no ringworm in her hair.
Oh gosh, man.
And as men too, we can admit it too, so at times, and I see them girls with the long hair, I say, John, I like the long hair, but they're just how them grow me.
Programming, man.
Yeah. All these rules, we have to go against it.
Yeah, definitely.
I just to speak about even the Rasta situation, because I think we also need to pass the fact that locks is attached to being a Rastafarian, because even Rastafarians know this thing is no longer a religion, it's more like a movement, and then a lot of persons that are growing their hair are locking it are not referring themselves as Rastas. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what if you're not a part of a group like that, or you're here because of whatever spiritual beliefs you go have issues with organization because you're not aligned with the Rastafarism? Is that going to be the new issue? You get me, I say?
Well, I know that for schools, it's generally a case where you have to prove that you're a Rastafarian to wear the locks. Like that's what.
Because of the rules.
Yeah.
The Constitution states that if a religion, you cannot do certain things. You get what I mean? But it not protect you if it's just a hairstyle.
Yeah.
But one of the questions I'm want to raise, though, like based on my understanding, I understand that Rastas have had a long history with Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
And what is I cannot I know that some of those things that they had in the past, because one time in a Rasta used to nasty people.
Start with the church, but that's another topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's what I was going to say.
yeah, once you locks up on whatever, you can't walk in a certain community. You get beat up and all sort of stuff. And hear stories about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as we were saying, like at 2020 now, like the time for change is really now. Like, what is the problem? Like, why is it still a thing?
Finish.
Yeah, why is it still a problem? Is the question to everybody.
Well, I think you have, as I was saying, you have to understand that programming, especially subconscious programming, is something hard to break, because you have beliefs within yourself, and sometimes if you don't do the self-awareness, you have no idea why you think like that, right? True. And the average person is not walking around re-examining their beliefs. They just believe that. They believe, say, Rasta nasty, party leg in their hair, you know, all sorts of stuff. And they don't even know why they think that or where it came from. They just think that. And as I said, they're not really looking into self-improvement. They're not looking, once they're not the minority that is being discriminated against, changing their perception of that person is not their priority. Okay. So there's no reason for them then to stop discriminating against Rasta, because it not affect them personally. And then I think people like to have somebody to look down on, because I don't understand.
Yeah.
They like to have a group that is marginalized, that's not them.
Yeah, I have that.
Chavez, what you think could have been the reason? Yeah, agree with everything what Ella said so far?
Yeah, man, I agree with what I want to say right now, because all of them points are part of the problem. And you know, next thing, remember experience, it just come to me while Ella talking, like, that kind of strange. Because a long time, manual days, you know, their staff room wall, remember Kaya? The ball the iron, brother. Them time they never have the lock set him, they just have an afro when him just come out and play under foot. Miss Parchment look for the man and ask him what is growing in there. Now. What is growing in there? And I the man away and realize enough man did a laugh. Remember it vividly, right?
Yeah.
So now, when I meds the whole thing, the problem is we need for meds. Why would a colonial system hold on Rastafarianism? Why? Is it because it represents blackness so much and them want
exactly?
Because they're forward thinking. Like if you listen to Rastafarians talk from a long time, there's things that we have developed now and things where have become mainstream now, and that's Rastaman them a preach from time.
Because it started out, you know, as you know said, it was a colonial system, and them not understand so the rules that were built by those persons was to hold down black people.
Yeah,
and they never want black people in the schools. And that is what we take up and we adopt and take as our thing. And I think that's one of the biggest problems. Also, the reason why it's prevalent now same way is because the people that run the legislation and them sort of something there are not the younger generation. So it's not most of who start pre things differently and so on. Them grow up where everything was just how it was.
The same way, yeah.
You see, they can't even blame them fully because that's how they grew up. It was printed in them. Them teach them that from them little them I get beaten for the same thing. Go come here. From them little and that I go on. You get what I say? So it's hard. No, your parents are telling no, but I go turn the Rasta man, you know. And see you start growing here, everybody start disowning you and I say, yo, Croft, all Croft. You turn all Croft, you know, I'm gonna lock him. You lock your ear, you turn. And I say, yo, what is?
I think
I them thing, man.
You know, say.
Since some of them, since we said something, the woman and my mother say, you need to twist it up, man, make it look unlike locks. I remember some of the locks, and I just wash me every day, same way. You see, so that's why it might look like locks. So now my granny got stop her and I said, remember saying grandfather did Rasta? My mother said, don't tell him so. We are do. Have problem. My grandmother nearly have to run out of that place there. Tell my mother can't look there first. Never say my mother look for my granny that way. You know?
Yeah.
Like just saying at the roots.
But I think the part of that is trying to protect you. Like they know what the world is like for Rastas and they don't want that for you. So a part of it is just, them are try to save you from the discrimination that they know you will get.
Yeah.
I think that's true. What I was going to say, So I think, Ella, you made the comment about Rastas are facing in Jamaica the same things that blacks are facing in the US. And
who said that?
Chavez.
Yeah.
And you know, I was listening to this guy once, and he was giving giving us a way out for black people in the US. That the only way that some of these things are going to be able to be changed is if we are the persons making these
changes.
Rastas, are black persons, are the persons making these legislations.
And yeah.
But you have, like, Rastas don't want inner power. You know what I mean? But being outside with a change is a rebel. Like, there's no way you can, if like, they don't want in it. Only Rastaman we know who are in a parliament. Like,
I have Terry Longton, man.
Yeah, man, you have one next guy.
Yeah. But I mean,
that big, you know.
For how long? Yeah, that big. It is big.
We never understand how big that huge, you know. Say them accept two of it. That come like Obama turn president.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, Obama. You see. We need more people. We need more than people. We need way more if we can make, because they can't make the decisions that are made when it comes to a vote. They have 2 man versus 15, 20, 50. You get me? I try to say.
Right.
So let me ask you a question, Vernie, as you said that. Who you think the Jamaican people are going to vote for? One Rasta man or a man with locks or one man with portray this? Him well trimmed, well groomed, and him have him little family and this and that, and him married, and who them are going to vote for?
Yeah,
but
based on the program.
Describe that a while ago, Rasta described the Rasta man as single and the nice other man.
Yeah, man, that's what I have to do it, man.
No, but that's what the people. But it's important that him do it that way, you know, because that's
that's what them are gonna see
it. That's what the people do it like that, because they're already so drilled to see it that way.
Them not see him as a man, you know, as a Rasta man.
Yeah, first of all, them not even see him as a man. He's a Rasta man, as you said.
A Rasta man.
Rasta come before the man, so that is a part of it. And then the next one now, oh my God, he's well groomed. He's such an upstanding person. Look at his hairline, stuff like that. So most people would have, most people would definitely vote for the man.
I see Rasta have a lot of good qualities that we don't know about. One of the reasons why we don't know it is because some of them keep themselves to themselves. So they keep them group small to themselves. The other reason what we think also is the whole fight, whatever happen. So they're afraid to go out there and put it out there, and then either people thief you and say for them, you know what I mean, like bad people are thief and say for them, or them just start fight them and they really don't want to go back in the fight, and they're already outnumbered now, so away. You get what I'm trying to say? But I feel like if the voting if you go on Zine and all these qualities, because that's not people about quality, they might live long, you know? One, people want to live long, and a lot of these Rastas are living a very long and healthy life. You get what I'm trying to say?
Health.
Some of the practices would have definitely work. You get what I'm trying to say? Health benefits, all them spiritual benefits, mental
more
benefits.
Loving too.
But you get me trying to say, you have one them where no nonsense, you know. You get me trying to say? But it's because of the hardship what them go through, make them stay so. You get me trying to say? But the more them become more welcoming the populace is to them, I think most likely if reach a point
they get a fair chance.
Yeah, they get a fair chance.
But more want to think about this. This ruling can affect the next 50 years of this whole thing we are talking about. Education is the important part. If this girl then ban this girl, remember say everybody in our class and everybody in our year, I think all this kind of stuff, the rest of it, it's not already, you know, so that don't cripple the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure so we are educate the little youth them and make sure so they know certain education. I'm thinking the answer to really stop the discrimination.
True. I think it goes. I think as a nation too, I think we look on Rastafarians just as the religious part of it. I want to try to like embrace the other sides or try to learn more about their livity and so forth. Because nothing is wrong being whether you're Christian, Jew, Muslim, whatever. Yeah, nothing is wrong knowing about their lifestyle and their livity and truly understanding. Because I personally respect some of their lifestyles and livity. Yeah. Right. And if you can implement some of that in your life, it can be good as a
at the base of some of the decisions that a lot of people make too is coming from ignorance. So as somebody touched on the point earlier saying that somebody tell you say that and you just run with that because it worked for you. You're not the minority, you're not the one that is being discriminated against. So you just use whatever them tell you. And a lot of it is coming from ignorance because Rasta, as you say, Rasta tell me some things a long time ago, just a catch on to like.
Bro, my father Rasta, and me never meet a person who read no more than that man. That man read like.
And that was the problem with them.
The man they read from a long time, so the man they know everything. So things where people just get enlightened about, the man they know long time. And they must say it, but when them say it, they would have come across as something wrong with them or probably whatever. But because people don't read, people don't understand what really happened. So that's one of the biggest things. And right now, personally, me in the finance industry, and me can't tell you say me see a Rastaman CEO. Me can't tell you say me see a Rastaman accountant. Me can't tell you say me see nobody with a Rastaman in a finance. Not even the woman them, me hardly see that. Not even natural here. It's still it's still there.
Yeah.
Right now, me here grow past a certain point. Me feel the urge that I know I have to go trim.
But everybody
me have a meeting and I don't want nobody else to read.
Yeah, because they always say to you like, when you plan to trim, blah blah blah.
If you even look at the tellers get money for grooming,
Yeah.
That word, that one rough word, that damn grooming, but tellers get money for grooming. Them get the money if you say, you have to trim, you have to. If you ever want to show me one Rasta teller.
You have to wear heels.
But another
You ever see a teller in a flat?
You have to look a certain way. Like I remember, like especially their junction when we go bank, we swear to everybody a cousin. Everybody company same yard, get ready together, same hair color, same skin color, same everything. I just 5 of the same girl, I tell her.
Yeah, man.
5 of the same exact girl. And then I remember I went to JN and there was a dark girl with natural hair. Me almost dropped down. Honestly, me have to sit down a little bit and look for her like, she's
they
know what's around there.
And then they go place them taking people with different backgrounds and them something there. You see them whole institution they were about from 1940. Them one day tend to want to keep up the same thing.
Yeah.
The same oppression that's been happening over and over. Them tell you from you come in, you have to groom, the hair have to be X height, them sort of thing there, you see me? So
and a part of the conversation that came up too from this whole Kensington thing. They were saying that we need to make more space for like black hair and the styles that just like locks. I'm supposed to can probably wear China bomba school, stuff like that. That is a part of
fade. You can't wear one fade.
Right.
It's so funny because as marginalized as the blacks being in the US, them able to do it. And we're there in Jamaica, predominantly black country.
Actually, certain states are just passing laws for certain hairstyles to not be illegal.
But at least them are talk about it.
But yeah.
Do nothing.
I think that as leadership changes hands, like the older generation come out and more enlightened people get in higher positions, we'll see a change in that. And also people still keep shying away from certain things because you don't want to be uncomfortable at your job. And everybody say like me, we're gonna bleach my hair anyway because me gonna make my patient tell us my bleach hair now.
I think Sister P did one go natural, Feel like Sister P did one go natural, but you just have to keep the bang. You know what I want. You know say it's not gonna work.
Yo, another thing, you can imagine. Look at this. All of us go to university, right? And you know where you go to university. majority of the males them grow their hair. No matter what department them in, their hair grow. Everybody are grow their hair. As soon as they left and both to get a job, you here chop off back
I mean
to
that.
normal level, man.
Come on.
They cut to you. You get me? I try to say. It's like
that is a good that
the
is a
North,
good that is
like
a good point. Really.
Could have get a job.
Like-
Could have get a job, bro.
exactly.
The professionalism in itself is anti-black. What they describe as looking professional, what you have to look like and present yourself as, it doesn't have anything to do with blackness.
Them never
Black
want to
people
get no
not
work.
Exactly.
that at all.
Exactly.
So if you want to be professional,
black
you have
country
to
like
be
this.
as Eurocentric as possible.
Yeah, but that's true.
It's that, man. It's that very.
I think Chavez is something
That is, we can't hear you.
Chavez, you
When I
can't
hear,
hear.
when I hear.
Hold on.
You hear me now?
Hold on. Kind of low same way.
You hear me?
Yeah, you hear me, Russ?
Yeah.
I hear, man.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, man, may I say it's a serious point to make, Ella, because I never think about that yet. I never really make, when I say everything about the workplace anti-black, it really make me think. And may I say, but what? Which man never say get up and say they want to wear a button up and go in a hot sun in Jamaica? That is not enough of everything that, that is
Everything that
brother.
And then I think
Why is
all Burley.
no, I'm gonna say, well, that is true, because look, people come here for vacation, tanning, and all these things, and we are going to work in a jacket and tie and all them something there. So that's some shorts we are beat and them thing there.
We live in a tropical climate.
But
Yeah.
exactly.
Me hate it. I
Why?
don't know me hate it.
So sooner you have problems like that at work too, like in terms of
You know, so I've been blessed to work with some companies that actually they change those policies. Like for instance, when I was in Kingston, working downtown and things, it's a big corporate company too, global company. Like in my last year working there, they actually changed the policy and say you can dress more relaxed and thing because Jamaica is a cool climate. So you can loosen the tie. Only when I couldn't have meetings or corporate events, you know, so I have to dress appropriate. But a lot of different companies need to get up to speed. For instance, like the call centers. You don't have to dress up for one call center.
Just up to go on desk, brother.
I have some friends working in call centers, America, and America has a different climate. And them are wear slippers. Not saying that we must follow them, but slippers, cargo shorts.
But why not? Why not follow them? Why
You
not
need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You're not the people not seeing you at all. What's the point of work clothes like that?
You're deaf yourself and you dress up in a shirt, long sleeve shirt and so. You're deaf, you know, you literally are deaf people talking in your ears. Your ears clog up. And they might tell you say, you don't you have to be uncomfortable on top of being uncomfortable. It's rough, man.
I think like we have to take it one step at a time. I know that one day we'll get to the place where, you know, like for me, my hair color in my profession will be more, you know, accepted and more accepted in corporate stuff like that. So I have to take it a little bit at a time because I follow a lady on Instagram. She does liposuction and she have her own business, of course, because that's where you really get to be creative with how you look when you work for yourself. But it shows like she's one of the best people doing liposuctions up here. And she dressed up in a her corset and her breast them not have to hide and she ball off her head and she shine down in her coconut oil gonna work. And it don't affect her job at all. Like she's one of the
her performance, right.
So we want to reach a stage of it all.
We'll get there, but you have to peel back the layers one piece at a time. Right now we just try where we're offering piece, you know?
Okay. But really quickly because the time's soon done. So what do you guys think is the next step for us? So, as Ella said, we need to peel it back one step at a time. What is the next step? So we pass the rule that the hairstyle them supposed to acceptable or accepted in schools. Is that the next step for us?
Yeah, man, we need to put it in a legislation so that nobody no go around things and try to create what. Because when you get a school certain leeway like that, it helps to hold down society when a school decides to say, sure, we don't want nobody with locks. Because of XYZ, you see me? So because it now breach no constitutional right, the school can do it. So we need to put that in a writing to show so we are a free and fair country and we try to break out of the stigma. So for me, yeah, put it in a writing, put it in the legislation, and then make we move
All
on.
right. Who else? Next. Sash, what do you think next?
Well, I think that we need more social reform. Like education is key. So we need to get it as young as possible for, self-love, understanding, because we as Black people have had a tortured relationship with our hair. We don't know how to groom it properly. I just know, because my mother used to use some coarse brush. I tried to brush my hair, and it wasn't that difficult. Just education, just self-love, just self-awareness, just more social intervention in terms of this is what Blackness is, and it's good, it's not bad, and we can start from there. And more accepting of yourself will lead you to it would be easier for you to accept other people.
Okay. Chavez, what you say?
I was saying that I agreed with Ella, and I think that, and Ras as well, and I think that the public needs to be more involved in these things. So when they realize that there's something that happens that causes outrage in the mass public, they should take it upon themselves to start petitions and stuff like that to go towards the legislation like that man spoke about.
All right. Suna.
Well, as for me, as I was saying through this whole discussion and things, we need to start embrace a lot of things that we preach. For instance, our motto says, out of many one people.
Ooh.
But are we really acknowledging that and acknowledging that, yeah, there's different kinds of people in Jamaica, and that's who we are as a people. So we need to embrace it and respect one another and start understanding each other properly and passing that down through the generations properly. Yeah.
Right. Tracks.
Well, definitely agreeing with everything that was said. Definitely believe we need some regulations and legislations that is pro-Black. You know what I mean? Culture always get defeated by all of the long time outdated laws, and we need to move forward and make some changes and definitely represent, as soon as I said, out of anyone people. I mean, that is it.
All right. And for me, I agree with you guys. I think the first step actually have to start educating people differently. So we touched on the topic before where we say, the curriculum, we need to involve more history of Black people. We get to understand more. We need to be more embracing Rasta culture, stuff like that, and create spaces where Blackness can thrive. You understand? So I think that is the next step. And people that are watching, you can tell us what you guys think in the comments. What do you think is the next step, and where do you see us going from here? And thank you guys for watching. Also, big thanks to Chavez and Matic to pass through. And
thanks for having me.
Tell you what go on, and we'll be leaving the link to his page in the description so you guys can check that out. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
Shoot, now.
Don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe.